too late? Yes, I'm finally getting the best list out. I swear to God I've been trying to get these out sooner. Boy, I sure failed this year. First, the worst list took me forever, and I assumed that was because music was too good to really hate on this year, but then I tried to make this video, and it turns out the actual problem is that I'm burnt out and lazy. Just like all the other years. Honestly, instead of doing the list, I thought about just announcing my retirement. I mean, I was only doing this for the money anyway. But that doesn't feel right. If there's one year that I can't skip out on doing the best list, it was 2024. One of the best years for music since streaming decimated the music industry. You know what, let's keep the memory of that wonderful year alive since, you know, this one's already off to a pretty rough start. Maybe I can blame my laziness on the smoke inhalation. Well, anyway, let's do this. We're counting down the top 10 best hit songs of 2024. Number 10. Previously on Todd in the Shadows. I'm gonna risk my luck and make another prediction who's on the up. You wanna know which pop star wannabe I think is gonna hit the A-list? Here's my pick. Sabrina Carpenter. Called it. Now he's thinking about me every night. Oh! Called it. Now this seems like a really obvious prediction in hindsight. Well, goddammit, it wasn't. I want some credit for that. She was introduced to me as the bad guy in someone else's love triangle. You're probably with that blonde girl. She tried to turn that around and play that for sympathy, but then she realized she could have more fun leaning into it. So you can't sleep, baby, I know that's that me Espresso. Like, Espresso is not a song I loved immediately, but it is one of those songs that deservedly defined the year. I knew Sabrina had finally made it when it seemed like 2 weeks after it came out, literally everyone was talking about how they had the same lyrics stuck in their head. I'm working late, 'cause I'm a singer. Oh, we look so cute, wrapped around my finger. If that left your head at any point last year, well, it's back. You're welcome. Man, remember Twitter? That's another thing we're leaving in 2024. Can't relate to desperation. What little I've seen of her acting career seems to have trained her well for this. In the 2 things I've seen her in, she played a mean girl and a hot girl to be jealous of. And she brought all of that to Espresso. Like, this is the most beautifully arrogant pop song in recent memory. My honey bee. This is low on the list because the groove is almost like boringly perfect. But what it had more than anything was Sabrina. Yes. I know I'm not into it for you. Yes. That morning coffee brewed for you. Yes. Sabrina struggled through her Disney years trying to find her voice, but the thing that separates Sabrina from her peers is that she has a really weird sense of humor. Like Dua Lipa and Tate McRae, they have jams, but when they sing their songs, I see work. Sabrina is too goofy for that. Literally no one else on earth could have written the words "me Espresso," and if they had, they would have given up on it immediately instead of Sabrina just rolling with it. I fucking love that they left that in the song. I wish they hadn't done the extreme close-up of it during the video. Just leave it in the background. Holy shit. Espresso hit the sweet spot for me of a song that never, ever, ever gets old. No matter how many times you hear it, it never gets worse. In fact, it only gets better. In the future, when they make movies about 2024, when they make the Moo Dang biopic or whatever, they're going to establish the setting by playing Espresso. That's that me impresso. I think you have to be hot to pull that wordplay off. That's that me Espresso. Number 9. You ever think about dying? Well, the pop charts sure are. Right now, the #1 song in America is about loving you until you die. And there's another song in the top 10 about loving you until you die. Decent songs, both of them, but there's another song about loving you until the day you die I think has been overlooked, which I don't think it would have been if she would release a goddamn video. A couple of months ago, Beyonce remembered that she should actually promote the record she made at the start of the year and did a halftime show on Christmas. Unfortunately, one of the songs she did not play was the final single and probably the best song on the record. Came out of nowhere, didn't give no warning. Pedal so heavy like the 2 most wanted it. Beyonce kicked off a weird year for country music where it was not clear what exactly counted as country music anymore and why Beyonce didn't count, apparently. Unlike Post Malone, who sucked up to every bro in a ball cap, Beyonce went with less established artists, elder legends, and fellow pop stars, including Miley Cyrus, who herself could have been a really good country star if she wanted. She's got a thick accent she never got rid of. She's got that sharp, keening voice that lends itself well to country. Unfortunately, that means she'd have to spend more time with her country star dad, who she does not talk to anymore. But she's still the goddaughter of Dolly Parton, and she still has it in her DNA. And apparently she had this tune in her back pocket for years when Beyonce asked if she wanted to be on the album.
I'll be your shotgun rider till the day I die. Smoke out the window flying down the 405.
This may be Miley's finest moment as a pure songwriter. It's really more Miley's song than Beyonce's, which might be why Beyonce didn't perform it at the Beyonce Bowl. There's something kind of beautiful right now to hear a wistful little outlaw ballad where two women profess their undying love to each other.
Your backseat, baby, driving you crazy anytime you like.
That's probably why country radio didn't pick it up, although it's actually one of the less lesbian songs that came out this year. But you know, still too much for country radio. That, and it didn't have any established national stars, and had no video, and it was too female, and honestly, it didn't suck enough. But Beyonce apparently neither needs nor wants to promote anything anymore, so this song still hit the top 10 for a week, so good for that. I do wish they'd made a video. I mean, it's an outlaw love ballad. It could have been the sequel to Telephone we never got.
I know we're jumping the gun and we're both still young, but one day we won't be.
You know, I predicted that Beyonce was going to finally win that big Grammy this year. I wasn't sure of that by mid-year since critics seem to be all falling off of it, but I think Beyonce Bowl has made her the front runner for the Grammy again. This is her year, I'm calling it, and we'll see if I'm right. Assuming it hasn't already happened by the time I get this video out. We'll see! Number 8. Gotta do a quick sponsor read here. This video is brought to you by Jersey Mike's. How do you like your Jersey Mike's? I always get the classic Italian with prosciutto topped with tomatoes, pickles, banana peppers, mayonnaise, and good shit.
Fuck being rational, give them what they ask for.
Kendrick Lamar finished off a blockbuster year with a new album, GNX, which I would call basically his Born in the USA. Like, I know I'm already the best artist alive, but what if I were also the fucking biggest? You know, what if?
I get on their ass, yeah, somebody gotta do it.
Like, I was kind of shocked at how commercial the new album was. Like, this baby is designed to sell, even more than Damn was. Damn sounds like an 8-hour loop of guitar feedback compared to GNX.
Don't put your life in these weird niggas' hands, baby.
Yeah, Mr. Slow Down, Be Humble is pretty done with being humble. I saw some Drake fans kind of crowing about it, like, oh ho ho, who's the pop star now? And the answer is Kendrick. He's better at that too. But they do have a point, because it does seem like Kendrick's accusation that only you like being famous,
Only you like being...
that wasn't true. Because this is an album from a guy who was enjoying being on top of the fucking world. Like, this record swings. It slaps. And the amazing thing is that Kendrick did it without sacrificing a single thing about himself.
Nigga feel like he entitled cause he knew me since a kid. Bitch, I cut my Grammy off and she don't see it how I see it.
Like, during the whole Drake-Kendrick feud, I was like wondering myself, what is the case against Kendrick? And I guess you could say he can come off preachy. I wouldn't say that, but you could.
It's not enough. Few solid niggas left, but it's not enough.
And I think after the blockbuster of Not Like Us, he realized that when he has DJ Mustard behind him, he can be as preachy as he wants.
Turn his TV off, turn his TV off.
There's no one real anymore. That sounds like my dad talking about football players these days. I can't imagine a universe where this gets on my nerves. But it would have to be one where Kendrick wasn't working with Mustard! Gotta give them what they asked for. They asked for Mustard! I ask sometimes what's the best 2 seconds of music in a year. This year there was no competition.
I got a switch.
Like, I don't often look up react videos on YouTube, but I had to for this one. That's some good shit. Look how happy everyone is. Besides, he's right.
Turn his TV off, turn his TV off. Turn his TV.
He can lecture us all he wants. He's right. We do need to turn the TV off. Let's all make a commitment to touch some grass this year. Turn the TV off. Turn YouTube off, honestly. Thank you, Kendrick.
Crazy.
scary, spooky, hilarious, crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious.
Number 7. Charli XCX has always been a very frustrating artist to me.
I just wanna break the rules.
She would make hits, shit on them, make her own special weird shit that was obviously never gonna sell, but then seemed to get angry that she wasn't bigger. And then she'd make more commercial stuff, but she'd broadcast that she thought it sucked. I remember 5 years ago, Pitchfork calling her the pop star of the future, and I've always been like, when? When is this future? Is it the future where we supposedly all eat Dippin' Dots? Well, the future's here.
Put 'em in your mouth, pull 'em all down south.
Brat's summer was an absolute joy. At long last, the moment where both the general public and Charli XCX liked Charli XCX's music. Considering its cultural reach, Brat actually didn't do as well on the charts as you might think, but of the charting hits from it, my favorite was actually the least bratty of them all.
I can see you don't fall far from the tree, 'cause I've been looking at you so long now I only see me.
Charli XCX made Brat to get away from all this confessional relationship, lowercase pop crap, and bring us back to the 2000s era hot mess girl pop. You would have thought it was nothing but partying and fucking based on those aesthetics, but there's actually a whole lot of deep emotional stuff in there.
There's lots of different nuances to you and to me.
It's a surprisingly emotionally complicated album that just happens to sound like Britney-era club bangers. This is why Kim Petras fails and Charli succeeds. The fan favorite that really caught on was Apple.
I wanna grow the apple, keep all the seeds, but I can't help it, get so angry you don't listen and leave.
Which is mostly about a fraught relationship with your parents. You know, not being understood, trying to keep the good parts from them, but wondering what awful parts you've also picked up from them. Just getting fed up and leaving.
It feels like you never understand me, so I just wanna drive to the airport.
Relatable, am I right? And after a week visiting my parents, I also start wanting to get on a plane. And I hate flying, but I will start daydreaming about TSA lines. Hi, Mom and Dad. Love you. But of course, generational angst is not why it caught on.
I think the apple's rotten right to the core.
It was rescued by TikTok, which, I mean, I guess it still has a few months left. Who knows? If it dies tomorrow, it comes away with one last good hit on its tally. I mean, I go back and forth on TikTok, but as far as promoting music goes, I would say it has a winning record. Just barely. It's over 500. And the dance is cute too. Actually, I don't know why I said this wasn't Brat. Screaming at your parents and storming out is definitionally Brat. And as Brat's summer has given way to Grump winter, I miss it more than ever. Come back, Lime Green. Number 6. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for our national anthem.
Aye, monster on the beat, ho, Debo, any rap nigga, he a freak though, man.
I noticed there are some repeat artists on my list, and I forced myself to limit it to a maximum of 2 per artist. Otherwise, there'd be 5 Kendrick songs on here. And GNX was such an amazing album that I nearly put 2 GNX tracks on here and left Not Like Us off. Which, who would I have been fucking kidding?
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas.
I realize that even at number 6, this is shockingly low on the list. Like, let's be clear that just because Not Like Us isn't my song of the year doesn't mean it wasn't the song of the goddamn year. It may well be the song of the next year too, depending on how that Super Bowl halftime show plays out. Assuming that already hasn't happened yet by the time I finish this goddamn video.
Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to Cell Block 1.
Anyway, I listen to Not Like Us now, and I do remember I had some objections to it. Like, I thought Kendrick, our most important rapper, had maybe better things to talk about, more pressing issues than one guy who sucked. Like, does anyone even remember who that guy was? What was his name? This is, of course, rank hypocrisy on my part. Look at This Guy Who Sucks is like half of my entire catalog. And as a born hater, I have to respect the master.
Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor.
I can only hope to write a negative review even a fraction as good as Kendrick's.
Niggas need to stay their ass inside, ay, roll their ass up like a fresh pack of Zod, ay.
Like, this wasn't so much a song as it was an event. It's like being there for Ollie Frazier. If Frazier was a creepy douche who had said dozens of gross, unpleasant things about women for a decade. With this being a pretty weak year for the movies and all that Marvel shit apparently on the decline, Not Like Us was the superhero movie of the year. Like, rarely do you see a celebrity beef where the hero and the villain is written out so clearly. In most rap beefs, at best, there's usually just a winner and a loser. But Not Like Us is a story of good triumphing over evil. And it is exactly the song we need. Unless Drake has some killer response.
You mentioned an A minor, but niggas gotta be sharp.
Drake filed a lawsuit for defamation against Universal Music Group.
Free up T Lanes too, man. Real talk.
Oh yeah. Free Tory, chat.
You thought you left D flat, D major.
Good fucking riddance. Like, I was dead serious that this should be our national anthem. Like, I don't even know what the Star Spangled Banner is about. Like, what the hell is a rampart? You want a song about American victory over a ruthless foreign empire, this is your song. Play it before the Super Bowl, not at halftime, Kendrick. Number 5. Okay, I want to say something about Billie Eilish here real quick.
Birds of a feather, we should stick together.
What you're seeing here is her biggest hit this year, Birds of a Feather. It wasn't the lead single, but it was immediately picked out as the fan favorite, the radio single, and so on. And while fans took to it immediately, what I was struck by listening to it is that it feels like it has no Billie Eilish in it. Like, what makes Billie Eilish great is her personality. Like, every single Billie song I have ever heard, it was obvious who was singing it. Whether she was happy, sad, cocky, angry, it was clearly always her. And Birds of a Feather seems to have nothing of that.
'Cause it was always you.
If you hadn't told me, I wouldn't have even guessed it was her. This album was marketed as her most personal yet, but my take on this song is that it could have been sung by anybody.
I'll love you till the day that I die. Till the day that I die.
Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish is one of the best songs I've ever fucking heard. The fact that I only have this at number 5 makes me want to fucking puke. Like, take that as a sign of how amazingly stacked this year was, that this song is that low. I guarantee you that I'm going to have all the time in the world to regret where I place it because this song is fucking timeless. This is going to be your grandkids' prom theme. You are going to be hearing this song for the rest of your life.
I want you to see.
So when I say this song doesn't really sound like Billie Eilish, I do not mean that as a complaint. Like, I love Billie, but this song transcends Billie. It transcends 2024. Not only would I have not guessed who sang it, I would not have been able to tell you when in the last 40 years it was made. It feels like it's always existed.
Don't wanna say goodbye.
A big reason why this sounds so different from her is that she doesn't sing it like she usually sings. She got famous for barely whispering her way through her songs, but she's become a lot more confident, I think, and this is a career best performance from her as a vocalist.
Tell me it's a bit. Oh.
Like, she does things with her voice I legitimately thought she was incapable of doing. Like, she must have known she was out of her wheelhouse writing direct, sincere love songs, and if she was gonna write different, she should sound different too. This is Billie proving that she can do it not just as a game-changing voice of a generation pop star, but also just like a songwriter who writes really good songs about being in love. Like, just happy, silly love songs about how she'll love you forever. It makes me really excited for what she does in the future because this girl has range. Like, the girl who wrote Bury a Friend wrote this. Good God, what can she do? She's gonna write a musical next? I wouldn't be surprised. Assuming she hasn't done it already by the time I finish this episode. Number 4. The thing about pop stars trying to sex up their image is that it can just go so very wrong. So very incredibly wrong. Like, even the ones who you'd call technically successful at it often come off as try hard, like trying way, way, way too hard. That's why it's important to note who can do it right, and as you can probably tell, I'm using this segue to talk about Sabrina Carpenter again. Yeah, there's a bunch of repeat artists on here, sue me.
Don't have to tell your heart that's a thing. Oh yeah, you just get it.
Sabrina Carpenter swears she's not actually that horny, and if you listen to the album, it's not actually that sexual. But the best songs on it are the horniest, and the very horniest one is the best one.
I might let you make me Juno. You know.
Make Me Juno is possibly an even stupider forced line than Me Espresso. And in general, I find all the, put a baby in me sexy talk pretty gross. Like, I didn't think that's why we were doing this. I'm not ready for that responsibility. But this is what I mean about not trying too hard. Sabrina's just too good at this. Like, she gets away with it because her retro pinup girl packaging makes it all go down very easy. Anyway, her song Juno was not technically a single, but it lasted on the charts all year. And full disclosure, it's probably the song I listened to the most this year. It was apparently a centerpiece of her concerts, but for the reasons that it became too dirty to release to radio.
I wanna try out some freaky positions.
Please don't get me demonetized, Sabrina.
Adore me, hold me and explore me.
What I like about Sabrina is that she's not singing about this stuff to be shocking. It's because she likes sex, and she enjoys it.
I'm so fucking horny.
But more than anything, I just like this song as music. Like, I have no idea how she got it into her head that her sonic palette should be 80s Fleetwood Mac, an underrated period of Mac, but thank God that that's what she was inspired by. Like, yeah, it's very horny, but like, check out that guitar solo. And whoever is doing that killer Mick Fleetwood impression on the drums, give that guy a raise. I swear, I'm not here to perv out over a former child star singing about sex. I just like the guitar solo. I swear.
You make me wanna make you fall in love. Can't wait for your love.
Number 3. All due respect to Kendrick, but Tyler, the Creator, made my favorite rap album this year. Which is funny because I've never really been much of an Odd Future guy, which has always made me feel irredeemably basic. Yes, I've liked Blonde and Igor and all that stuff, but I never really took any of that Odd Future stuff as part of my soul. I'm sorry, I just like pop songs I can hear on the radio, and Frank Ocean and Tyler and all that crew are not that kind of artist. Tyler's always been big on streaming and only ever gets bigger, but I didn't think I'd ever hear him on the radio or anything.
You hear that?
Wrong again. I don't know that I'd have picked Sticky out as a radio hit when I first heard it. Too complicated, too many beat changes. It's just obviously not gonna catch on for the same reason that Tyler, big as he is, has never had a top 10 hit on rap radio. Can't play this next to Future and Chris Brown.
Bitch, I am the better me. Jack of all trades, name a nigga who ahead of me.
The second time I heard it, it sounded to me about as surefire a hit as a Bruno Mars duet. First off, the beat just fucking kills no matter how many times it changes. Secondly, I should have been tipped off by the guest stars. 2 of the hottest female MCs alive, and also Lil Wayne still putting up killer guest verses like it's 2009. Like, the guest stars weren't credited at first, and I think it loses a little something when you aren't going into it blind and all of a sudden there are all these cool surprise cameos.
She say that's her nigga. I don't give a fuck.
Can I say, I'm so glad Glorilla took off. I was worried that was gonna be one of those artists I repped for who immediately disappeared. It feels like there's just not a lot of conversation around her. She just keeps uncontroversially coming out with more bangers. Also, I like that between her and Sexy Red, this is the rare gender equal posse cut.
I'm a West Side nigga from the zone.
Possibly more women than men, depending on how you count Femme Tyler at the beginning of the song.
You don't fuck about pronouns. I'm that nigga and that bitch is getting sticky.
I love how that feels offensive at first and then it isn't. I think this might go down as the quintessential Tyler line, and a line that only he could get away with. She could get away with. It's like the culmination of every Tyler that existed, the edgelord original flavor Tyler and the haha I was gay all along Tyler. And then the horns fucking kick in and it just fucking stomps you into the ground. This is Tyler's version of a Dirty South anthem. It's weird as hell, there's a little bit of gender fuckery, and it's the closest thing to a radio hit he's ever gotten. And he did it the hard way, just by getting bigger and bigger until he couldn't be ignored. Within 2 listens, I couldn't get this song out of my head. It got sticky. 2. I'm glad I have the extended victory lap over predicting Sabrina Carpenter's rise because I am not even going to half pretend I saw this coming.
5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I don't know that I have ever seen a rise this meteoric in my lifetime. Chappell Roan went from unknown to headliner in like 2 months. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like, part of that was that she already had a killer neglected album from the previous year just waiting to be discovered, and I had every note of it hammered into my head in 2024. But it wasn't just the back catalog. The feminine phenomenon wouldn't have kicked off if she hadn't already made so much good music this year too. And by so much music this year, I mean she released 1 song this year. It was the only song she needed.
I just love someone who calls me baby. Concussion, 100 poison bars. Shoot another shot to stop the feeling.
A lot of Chappell Roan's first album sounds like it was made right when she realized why she doesn't enjoy dating guys and about how much better it is dating girls. And it sounds like in 2024 she realized that that has its own problems. Good Luck Babe comes from the tradition of the I Told You So anthem, or the You're Gonna Miss Me anthem.
In fact, I feel a whole lot better, but you think of me.
It has a long history. I don't know if it's a proud history.
Oh, you'll be thinking to yourself, yeah, where did it all go wrong?
Like, I know you have to take songs on their own terms, but like this kind of thing is almost always wishful thinking. You just have to try and roll with the singer's perspective and just try and not remember that every time you felt this way, it was absolutely not true. You're gonna miss me. And you're gonna say, oh, I shouldn't have dumped him just because he didn't have a real job and became sorely neglectful of hygiene. You'll be back!
You can say that we are nothing, but you know the truth.
But in this song, Chappell is gay and is singing to some closet case who keeps trying to slot herself into a straight couple like you're supposed to do. And that really does add something. Like, I guess Chappell could still be wrong. Maybe this other chick would be perfectly happy in a hetero marriage, but bringing queerness into the equation does make it feel a lot more plausible, doesn't it? Like, that is a thing that actually happens. That is a reason people dump a perfectly good partner and regret it later.
And I cry, it's not fair.
I feel every ounce of what Chappell's feeling, and when we get to the bridge, I get so angry.
When you wake up next to him in the middle of the night with your head in your hands, you're nothing more than his wife.
Like, what the fuck are you doing dating men when you're clearly not that into it, and you could be such a happy lesbian couple with me? And I'm like, what the fuck am I talking about? I don't know.
No, I hate to say, but I told you so.
I don't know. I have no right to relate to this, but I just get it. And to be fair, being jerked around knows no gender. This song breaks my heart. And then the song just dies. Like a good burst of anger deflates into the nothing you're left with at the end. Brutal. I cry. It's not fair.
To stop the world, just to stop the feeling.
And before we get to number 1, some honorable mentions. This actually might be Kendrick's finest moment of the year. And Future's verses are pretty good too. I like this song a lot. And I am finding country music increasingly difficult to listen to, considering, you know, what it stands for. Luke, I'm really gonna need you to be one of the good ones.
When the sky goes dark, out where the wild things are.
Yeah, Glow! Love Glorilla. Love her.
Was it better? I was younger, different problems, different names.
This is my one non-hit that I always include. I found this one trying to catalog every music video where the artist does karaoke to their own song.
How did I change? How did it change?
Weird way to find one of my favorite songs of the year. Pop songs gave us a lot of useful phrases in 2024. Weird Case, Match My Freak, Me Espresso, but my absolute favorite was Work It Out on the remix.
Let's work it out on the remix.
And more than anything, Charlie and Lord gave us a song about two women having experience you so rarely see on the pop charts. The shared joy of making juicy content. Money Long is reaching Bruno Mars levels where you can just be guaranteed that any song you hear from her is great. Like, I'm dying for her to release a song I love so much that she makes the list proper. You know, for the most popular song of all time, it's pretty decent. Yeah, I like this. And with no further ado, let's have it. Number 1. In April of 2020, a struggling up-and-coming artist released what would effectively be her debut single.
I know you wanted me to stay, but I can't ignore the crazy visions of me in LA.
She had other songs, other videos before then, but she's unrecognizable in them. This would be the first where she really revealed herself to the world.
I heard that there's a special place where boys and girls can all be queens every single day.
April of 2020 was a bad time to be releasing a song about going to the club. The song went nowhere and she was dropped from her label. A year after, with the lockdowns loosening up, Vulture declared that the time was right for this song to be the song of the summer, 2 summers late. That didn't happen either. 2 years after that, she released her debut album on a new label, and despite great reviews and a spot opening for Olivia Rodrigo, she still wasn't more than an underground artist. And then finally, this summer, she finally scored her first hit, which sent her entire back catalog into the charts, including the song Where It All Began 4 years earlier.
I'm having wicked dreams of leaving Tennessee. You Santa Monica, I swear it's calling me.
All of that is to say that, oh my god, Chappell Roan is so fucking young in this video.
I belong down at the Pink Pony Club.
Like, even without the video, you can tell, like, not since Avril Lavigne's Skater Boy have I been so acutely aware of the age of the person behind it. A baby wrote this. I remember joking this year that I wasn't in theater club in school, so I've only been pretending I know what theater kid energy is. And then I heard this song for the first time and I was like, wait, yes, I totally do know what it is. Like the whole don't tell mama fantasy.
Won't make my mama proud. It's gonna cause a scene.
The fact that she imagines her scandalized mom calling her Pink Pony Girl.
God, what have you done? You're a pink pony girl.
This mom going, "You're a pink pony girl," is just like the funniest image. In real life, she just calls her a slut.
And jars are on the floor. Lovers in the bathroom and a line outside the door.
Like, this is clearly the work of a very young theater kid who went to their first Pride night or whatever, visited the big city for the first time, and they think that once they get out of Nowheresville, it's gonna be nothing but gay parties in the village for the rest of your life. It's funny that the only song she released this year, 4 years later, she's already figured out that this whole being gay in the city thing is still pretty complicated and not all that fun. But something about its innocence really hit me, like the optimism. Like, this is essentially Chappell Roan's origin story. It may be a young, naive song, but it's like an immaculately made one. Chappell Roan seems already fully formed as an artist. The Lady Gaga fangirl turned pop star in her own right. Like, she kills in this video. I think she might have a future as an actress because she sells it. A scared little kid at the beginning and a full-grown woman at the end. Like, this is a song where I feel stupid relating to it because I'm too old, I'm too straight, I'm definitely not hanging out in any gay clubs, or clubs for that matter. I do know a little something about moving out west seeking greener pastures, but my Pink Pony Club's a dinky little karaoke bar. It's a place where I sit quietly and drink. To be fair, they did start doing drag there once a week. You know, I don't really get it, but you know, I stick around for it, and I kind of became like bar buddies with the drag queens there. In fact, I mostly associate Chappell Roan with that place because that's where I first realized she was really, really blowing up. when the normies started showing up and singing her more often than What's Up by 4 Non Blondes.
It's where I belong, down at the Pink Pony Club.
And I see all the gay people I know looking for whatever inspiration they can find. They're holding space for defying gravity or whatever. I'm holding space for this. Like, for a straight guy, I do have a weirdly large amount of gay friends, and as America takes a return trip to Clown World, I've had to have some real heavy conversations about how I might help any or all of them move somewhere safer should it come to that. So I hear this song and all its sweet optimism that she's gonna move to California and become a WeHo club dancer and everything's gonna be amazing forever. No, this is the song we need. This is why Chappell Roan is the pop star of the year. Keep dancing. One last thing I wanted to add here because of the state of the world. I know we're all going through tough times right now. It's put a serious strain on all our mental healths, and we could all use some better help getting through it. And when I need better help for my personal struggles, I find nothing helps me better than the fine content at Nebula, a truly wonderful little site where you can see all sorts of amazing content. For example, Lindsay Ellis has a whole video disentangling the timeline of the X-Men movies, or you can check out a whole podcast from one of my former subjects, Sean Nelson of Harvey Danger, and his series The Wonder of It All, where he interviews people about their one breakthrough success that changed their lives. And again, you can find that only on Nebula, a creator-specific platform where you can watch other great creators like Big Joel, FD Signifier, and myself. It is the most exciting independent platform around right now, and you can get a lifetime membership. For literally just $300, you will never have to pay a single cent ever again to subscribe. For as long as both you and Nebula exist on this earth, you're in. Or if you want to do just the regular monthly subscription, you can sign up with my link. Not only will you get access to the entire Nebula library, but you will get it for only $6 a month. Or if you sign up for the annual subscription, only $3 a month. And you'll also be helping me out specifically, which I would appreciate. So click the link in the description and check it out below. Thank you, and good night.
Remember